morning, gentlemen.
What's
How you
up?
doing?
I'm
Morning.
good, Matt. What up, corner? What up, corner pocket?
Well, look. Nobody got a shout out this morning, so I'm going to shout out all the overnight sprinklers that came up saving water, people not watering their lawns during the day. So shout out the overnight sprinklers. I'd like to shout out all the Warriors fans who didn't want Karl Anthony Towns. You guys did a good job on that one. But, you know, Bonte, you got baby Chaz, and I know you're starting to see the world through her eyes, and what a delight that is. And as a father of two, you see me with my kids at the Warrior game.
Yep.
Like, there's nothing better than going to an event and watching your children just enjoying it and seeing it and learning the players, man. You're going to get there with baby Jazz. And the access she's going to get, boy, woo, that's amazing. But I'll tell you this. Here's the referendum on Farhan's ID. I don't want to take my kids to the Giants game. I just don't. And my son last year, he's a baseball player. He's a pretty good baseball player. He's young, playing Pinto. But, you know, like, he would rather have gone to the A's games. And when I ask him, I'm like, hey, what do you want to do? He's like, the Giants are losing. And I would love to take him to a Giants-Dodgers game, and maybe it's a good thing because it would stoke the rivalry in him to see the Dodgers take over our park.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you don't want to take your kid, that's the deal.
Unbelievable. That's bad. That's where we're getting to. You don't even want to take your kid to the yard to watch this team because you're uninspired. By the way, shout out to YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Brought to you by First NorCal Credit Union.
That's
Upgrade your savings dividend. Open a First NorCal First Class Money Market today. He's right. Matt and is right. Shout out to the overnight dancers. Shout out to all the cops, to Bart.
I thought I said
operators.
overnight sprinklers.
Oh, he said overnight sprinklers. I said overnight dancers.
Oh, okay. There we go.
And maybe business is booming. We have the Bay Area Sports Hall of Fame down the road. Maybe some people in town, some stragglers, wanted to get a good meal. The Go Club, who knows? But shout out to everybody out there, Uber drivers,
Got a great buffet,
teachers, students. Like I always say, like the great Tony Soprano, crack them damn books, kids. Crack them books. All right? Get your education.
Of all the people you could say, yeah, I'm quoting Tony Soprano on reading books. That's what it is. Not Plato, not Aristotle, not Socrates.
Crack the books.
Tony Soprano.
Crack the books.
God,
you know
please.
what? You know what? I'm with you, 650. Here you go. 650.
By the way, the Dodgers are coming to Oakland this year, August 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. So he can do both. There you go.
Can't do both. 650.
Taking the A's in that one.
Bonte, the NHL draft lottery is at 3:30 today. Send the Sharks your best vibes.
Mac,
you know what?
Celebrini time.
Celebrity. Let's go, baby. Let's go Sharks. Let's get that number one pick.
Patrick Marleau, greatest Shark, right? San Jose
Inducted
Sharks.
last night. It's good vibes. Bay Area Sports Hall of Fame. The vibes are starting to line up. It's all coming together.
The next franchise player here in this draft for the San Jose
Let's
Sharks.
go,
Let's
baby.
see.
Hey, I'm locked in. 3:30 NHL draft lottery. This is huge. The tank.
I want to take Benny. Have you taken Baby Chaz to a hockey game? Because hockey is one of those sports for kids. It's just the chump. Like Sharks are cool enough, anyways.
Giant shark head.
Yeah, they love it.
We saw the mascot. Benny gave the mascot, whoever it is. I don't know. SJ Sharkey. We were at the Discovery Museum down in San Jose.
Yeah.
Very cool. I don't know if you've been there, Baby Chaz. Did the big fire truck, all the water playing and stuff. And he gave the shark a high five. Baby Nora, though, the 1-year-old, no, not about that life.
Understandable.
She is very scared of any kind of mascot. Like just clings to me with those daggers of fingernails she's got.
Totally understandable. I'll say this, Sharks games, I think that crowd is probably the most spirited crowd of all the teams
Hockey
here in
in
the Bay
general,
Area.
right?
Hockey in general. Sharks fans, they bring it. They are the only fan base I've ever seen that was like cheering during the pregame highlight reel. Like when they scored the goal in the pregame highlight reel, like they would cheer. Like that's how fired up they get for their Sharks. So hopefully the Sharks can win that lottery today. Bring in Macklin Celebrini. They had Will Smith last year. He's coming along well. If the Sharks could get that going again, man, talk about filling a void.
It was great to see Patrick Marleau yesterday inducted. One of the greatest Sharks, if not the greatest Shark in franchise history. So the good vibes are there. Yeah, Brian Sabian. It was a who's who at the Bay Area Sports Hall of Fame yesterday. Guru came alongside me. Guru had a great time, even though he was in his bow tie all damn day. But he had a great time down there at the Bay Area Sports Hall of Fame.
Patrick Marleau played for 24 years.
24 years, dude.
24 years.
Yeah. Hey, look.
That's unbelievable.
49er rider.
It's not an easy sport,
no,
people.
It's not. 49er rider said, I've never been to a hockey game. Aren't the Sharks pretty bad? Yeah, they are bad right now, but now's the perfect time to go to a game.
Yes. Especially if you have kids.
Available.
See, well, we were just having a caller, Matt, saying he doesn't even want to go. The kid doesn't want to go to the Giants. I'll go to a hockey game that's bad. You know what? It's going to be fun at least. I might see a fight. I might see something like that. I don't know if Benny wants to watch. Actually, he might want to watch that. But like that's the thing we're talking about here.
I want to pick a fight.
Baseball on its own is very difficult to bring the children to, anyways. Like the lack of attention span. There's not a lot of the pace of play maybe a little bit, but even then, your eyes wander, and I'm not paying attention to every pitch. Like basketball and hockey and hell, football, those are the ones if you have a 4, 5, 6-year-old that you're kind of like, and maybe a little less so football because it gets a little rowdy if you're not in nice seats. But yeah, baseball's a tough sell right now for the little ones. And that's the thing the Giants have done so well on, I think, more so than any other team. In their heyday, Bonte, they sold the family atmosphere. Come out with your family. I used to go with my dad all the time.
You come out with the family, but you're also good. Let's not mistake.
No, but
you got to be good too.
No, but even in the down years, like I go to those games and go to the atmosphere of AT&T Park, then now Oracle Park. Like it was just a good time at the Yard, and now it's just.
You know what? Kids will have a good time because there's a lot of things to do at the Yard, especially at Oracle.
The Coke Slide still doing it for you?
Coke Slide. Well, they even behind center field, they got like skee ball. They've got an arcade down there.
Do
the 415 Club. Yeah,
it's a nice.
They have like a little beach when you walk in there. Now they like changed all the outside.
No, it's a great time out. It's just you're gonna go watch a team that can't score more than 3 runs. Let's go to Robin in the city. Robin, what's happening? Good morning, Sugar.
Good morning, Sugar. I'm so glad you took my call. I was able to get you. So there's not really to talk about the Giants. We were at the club yesterday. I'm serious. They were like, oh, they sad. So my question is, we all know Gabe Kapler was the scapegoat. Do you still think he should have been fired? The second thing I want to say is the guy who called in talking about congratulations, Warriors, you messed up on Carl Anthony Townsend. I just hate people and their revisionist history. Carl Anthony Townsend. And it took years, years him. And dude, I'm good with y'all say. We always go on what's going on right now. Carl Anthony Townsend, it's now. All of a sudden he's great. All of a sudden he's just because he's doing good. Like Ant is Michael Jordan. I mean, we need to just stop this stuff sometimes and let people grow. But Carl Anthony Townsend, in my opinion, Bonte, he's still soft. Bye.
Had a great game last night.
Carl Anthony Towns might be the guy they move on from because of the contract and because they have Naz Reid and Rudy Gobert. They fit very well together alongside Anthony Davis. He may be a guy that's expendable. He's still a really good player. Carl Anthony Towns' talent has never been the question. It's been the passion and the drive, and sometimes he's just not a smart player. You heard Anthony Edwards in that presser last week saying, stop fouling, dude. You foul too much. Stop hacking.
I wouldn't use the word soft with Carl Anthony Towns. The guy has come back from a meniscus injury, and he's looked like he hasn't skipped a beat.
He doesn't look soft.
I'm not using the word soft for Carl Anthony Towns right now. No. I mean, no Rudy Gobert, no protection in the paint. Okay. All right, Carl Anthony Towns, you're a 7-footer. Go play like one. And he did like that yesterday. Jokic did not play well. Murray did not play well. Again, we're talking about the NBA basketball. It's like 2 different sports. It is 2 different sports, but just 2 different leagues we're talking about when it comes to like professional and AAA when we're talking Giants. But what's going on in the NBA playoffs right now is just, they're comparing right now. I'm seeing on TV. They're comparing Anthony Edwards to Jalen Brunson. Who's better right now? Who's having a better playoffs?
That's the level.
No. I know. I'm just saying that's the level of play we're talking about right now in the playoffs. So some of these young guys, the future is now. That's what you've been saying, Bonte. I don't know when the future is and what the future holds for the San Francisco Giants. I don't know what it is, but it's not looking good. I'll just say that. Yeah. Just to try to put a bow on this conversation when it comes to the Giants and Farhan, because the route on the table is they're not doing anything right now with them. I don't know what they're going to do in the future.
Well, Robin asked, should they have fired Gabe Kapler?
He was the fall guy.
He was the fall guy, Robin. But my thought was you should have got rid of both of them. It was a perfect time to say, you know what, 5 years, this is going a new direction. You're at a dead end right now. But instead, you allow Farhan, whether you like it or not, I always believed, and there's people around the organization believe that he did force out Bochy. Now Bochy was losing his fastball. I do think it was time for a change. With that said, it sucks watching Bochy win the World Series in Texas.
You ran off
the greatest manager in Giants history. Now, you do that, and then you hire Gabe Kapler, who had a very subpar tenure in Philadelphia. We had Howard Eskin on yesterday. He told us. Angelo Cataldi told us. You're hiring Gabe Kapler? You're come on now. And in the entire introductory press conference, read into Ann Killian yesterday. Shout out Ann Killian, San Francisco Chronicle. we were discussing that first ever introductory press conference with Gabe Kapler, where they basically were defending their actions in the Dodgers minor league system. That's all they did for the first 40 minutes of that presser. So you hired Kapler, an unpopular move with baggage, and then you allowed to fire him and treat him as a scapegoat? We have bigger issues than Gabe Kapler.
I always appreciated the transparency of Gabe Kapler, too. I think he was dealt a very unfortunate hand here with the Giants. I don't think he had much say in what was going on. I think he got the script, if you will, handed to him before the Broadway production and says, go do this. If you need to have a couple ad-libs here and there, well, just go through me first. Farhan Zaidi being that guy, the director, if you will, and then we'll see what goes on. But I have nothing but kind things to say about Gabe Kapler because I was the last guy who spoke to him at this station. So there you go. That's my claim to fame here, 95.7. Gabe Kapler and Joe Shasky tried to invite himself onto like whatever Gabe Kapler was doing.
Oh, I did.
Going to eat at restaurants and stuff like that. You know. And I had to tell him to relax.
Actually, I had a chance to catch up with Gabe on Friday night at the Coliseum. So he's doing well. Miami is treating him very well.
He's probably doing
He's not big on the nightlife, though. We didn't have a huge conversation about that. But no, it was nice to see Gabe again.
About the nightlife.
Oh, that's true.
He's hanging out with Jimmy Butler at the F1.
There you go. Yeah, him and Jimmy Butler
are out. Sit down and spill his nightlife shenanigans with Sam Lovett. I'm sorry.
You might.
South Beach, Miami.
I need Kapler going to Cuba is what I need. Kapler in Havana.
You know what? He saw me. He had a big old smile on his face. He extended his hand to shake my hand. We chatted for a few minutes. It was good to see him. We had a fun little conversation catching up.
And did he trade rice?
Well, yeah, no. Then I'm looking over. He's in the dugout, like on his phone for like 20 minutes. I'm like, what's that all about? Then all of a sudden, Jeff Passan pops up on my phone. It's like, oh.
So as the Giants are free falling right now, and I'm not shutting out Tom Petty. I don't know if it's R.I.P. Tom Petty.
Yeah, R.I.P.
Giants won a 600 road trip. This did break yesterday, and we didn't dive all the way into it, but we're going to start to do it, especially with Cousin Nick coming on.